So guys, this is a story all about how my iPhone 11 release got turned upside down. So I would like you to take a minute so you can sit right there and tell you why I'm scared of the iPhone 11 release in September. I don't know. And guys, I literally came up with that on the spot. If you don't even hit the like button. If you guys just comment the iPhone 11 is thick with 2 C's, then I'll be okay. I'll kind of accept it, right? But I kind of want to hit on something that I haven't hit on in a minute, and it does involve the iPhone 11, but not necessarily the components, the camera, anything like that. It's actually more so of the specific release of the iPhone 11. Now, one of the things that scares me the most would probably be the price tag. I do think in some way Apple is going to make it so the quad camera setup might be a little bit more expensive. I could totally be wrong. I have no idea. If they make like a standard model and another model with the triple camera setup, then that could be a little bit lenient, but I have no idea. The other thing that kind of does scare me too is, I guess it does kind of hit on the components. It's not going to be too much of an upgrade compared to what we already have. I mean, looking something like the iPhone XS Max, which I have right here. Again, this iPhone 11 is completely fake. It's not real. But you can see, I mean, in terms of everything, they're going to look almost identical. Obviously, notch on the front, and cameras are going to be better on the 11 Max or 11, but ultimately, they're going to be almost pretty much the same exact device. However, the thing that scares me the most about the iPhone 11 release are actually the iPhones that are still going to be supported within the Apple Store for you guys to actually buy. So if the iPhone 11, in fact, is coming out in 3 different variants, so the 11, 11 Max, and the 11R, that kind of, I think it's cool, really, that's awesome. If they keep it the same price tags, that's so awesome. But here's the thing. What's going to happen to the previous iPhones that are already still being able to be sold in the Apple Store? That includes the XS, the XS Max, the XR, the 8 Plus, 8, and the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. Those are the current iPhones you can buy within the Apple Store. So by the physics of dimensions, or whatever that's called, the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus will probably end up being dropped out, because those are the oldest ones, and those are going to be replaced with the 11, the 11 Max, and the 11R. And most probably the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus will stay. They'll get a price decrease. But what's going to happen to the current XR, XS, and XS Max? Because there's so many different ways this could go about, but I'm going to try to break down every single one and explain to you why it's a kind of a scary situation, to be honest. So the 11, 11R, whatever, so the 11, 11 Max, those are going to retail for about like $1,000, probably over $1,000. They're just going to take the same exact prices that we have currently for the XS and XS Max. So if the 11 is released, does that mean that the XS and XS Max will still be able to be sold within the Apple Store, but will these just see a little bit of a price decrease? If that's the case, then that's also kind of scary, because the 11R, let's say it does sell for $750. If the iPhone XS and XS Max get that price decrease, that's going to be super close to the iPhone 11R price tag, especially considering that I think Apple will probably end up keeping the iPhone XS Max price below the iPhone 11R's price, because that technically have better specs on paper, the Apple A13 chip, whatever the 11R will have, versus the A12 on this. But what I'm telling you is that if these 3 iPhones are released, then these iPhones will see a huge price decrease. But what's going to happen, like, this seems the most unlikely to me. I don't think Apple's going to keep the XS and XS Max sold in their Apple Store, which is really sad, because then people's only other option will be to go pick up an iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, which are going to be sold for cheaper, yes, but it's not going to have as long of a life support for iOS, and it's already like a 2-year-old device. So I think that's pretty crazy right there. But the other option is for Apple to cancel those 2 devices, but keep selling the iPhone XR at a cheaper price tag. And I'm telling you this, if that is the case, I really don't think anybody's going to buy the iPhone 11R. And I think less people will probably end up buying the iPhone 11 and 11 Max. Because if they even reduce the price on this thing by a little bit, dude, people are going to flock to this phone. People are already going for this phone. This is the iPhone XR. It's like one of the most sold iPhones right now. So ultimately, I don't think this is a possibility either, which leads me to the most scariest situation, is that Apple's not going to sell any of these iPhones anymore once the 11 and 11 Max come out. Because either way, they're still cannibalizing sales of their new iPhones by selling the older ones. So in my opinion, I don't know what they're going to do. They may keep one of these variants, either the XS, the XS Max, or the iPhone XR, but I don't think they're going to full on keep the iPhone XR, just because it would just cannibalize the sales of the iPhone 11R. This is still a tremendous phone. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think people are going to just pick this one up because it's going to be one of the cheaper options. But with the iPhone XS and XS Max, like, maybe they'll end up just keeping the XS. I could see that, but again, that would just be cannibalizing the sales of the iPhone 11R, because most probably this might be cheaper than the iPhone 11R, but then it's just such a strange situation. So ultimately, the iPhone 11, if whether it's great or not, whatever, people can still revert to an older iPhone or in the Apple Store, whatever, but what's going to happen to their current lineup? What's going to happen to their iPhones that they're selling now? Which ones are they going to keep? Which ones are they going to get out of? Like, it's just a scary situation in my opinion, because either or, whether Apple keeps some devices or all of them, whatever, that's going to severely impact the amount of iPhones they're going to sell, the iPhone 11s, the 11 Maxes, and the iPhone 11R. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I've been thinking about this a lot for the last like 25 minutes. So if you guys want to let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section, as well as whatever I said earlier on this video, let me know in the comment section below. That would mean so much. But that's pretty much it. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count. So it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.